You're not allowed to show off a specifically seductive character in a game. They moved the tattoo that was on her hip and they put it below her clavicle. Wow. Oh my. Pardon me, miss. I'm getting the vapors. Yeah, it says right here that Bloober Team is working with this company called Hit Detection. And right here, sensitive issues assessment. Our team assesses the risk factors for depictions of characters from underrepresented groups, themes, and potential community reactions. They had to hire a narrative consultancy firm to tell them how to make this game. So, yeah, I don't really think that the story trailer or the hands-on preview are going to sell me, but let's see if that's possible.
James? Honey? Did something happen to you?
Already I have a problem with this. First of all, she looks like Lady Gaga. And that's a maker. For some people, that's a make or a break right there. First of all, she looks like Lady Gaga. I don't know what to do with that. But just from their posture alone in the original and in the remake, there was something off-putting about her sitting here. She's in a jail cell. She's sitting in a rocking chair. And James had just seen her get cornered and killed by Pyramid Head. So when you see her sitting in a rocking chair in a jail cell, and she's sitting like kind of like nothing is wrong, like it seems like she's out of place. It seems like she kind of exists in two different timelines, or maybe like she seems ethereal. She seems like she's just like she can be anywhere and anywhere at any time, and like her death doesn't really matter, which is juxtaposed against James's guilt, where he's constantly reliving her death over and over and over again, but she keeps showing up, she keeps coming back because she's ghost-like, because she is a ghost. But when she's, I don't know, like the way she's sitting here, it's almost like Konami and Bloober Team forgot that she was supposed to be seductive, and now they're like, yeah, we'll have her, she's supposed to be seductive, right? So we'll sit her in this chair and we'll give her more of like a in command, like she's seducing James kind of situation. And that's not what the original scene was at all. The original scene was she was supposed to act like she even in this cutscene, she acts like she doesn't know what's going on.
James, honey, did something happen to you after we got separated in that long hallway? Are you confusing me with someone else? You were always so forgetful. Remember that time in the hotel?
At the beginning of the game, she was trying to seduce James, and now she's talking more like she's Mary, like she's just a normal girl that just happens to look like this. But it's like the opposite. They don't get it. They don't understand the nuances. They don't understand that everything in the original was done in a certain way. And when you reimagine it, you destroy the magic. And it just becomes a game that's wearing the shell of the original source material, but it doesn't actually have any of the substance.
After we got separated in that long hallway.
Oh my god, and the tone is completely off. Oh my god.
Are you confusing me with someone else?
What the? There's no emotion. There's no people like this? There's no emotion.
Just put the gun to their head.
Oh, don't you love this? Guys are allowed to be ugly. But if you point out that a woman has been made less attractive, then you're an evil, racist, sexist Khmer. A bigot who only thinks with his penis. But seeing as how Eddie was fat in the original, that's fine. We can leave Eddie the way he is.
You can't just kill someone because the way they looked at you.
Actually, I think they've actually made him fatter. They made Eddie fatter.
You should see.
Although I will say, the way that this specific scene is shot, maybe if it was drawn out a little bit more and made a little bit more awkward, it would feel like it was from the original. I will say that.
Your face, too.
Let go!
I'm sorry, Laura, but I can't let you just run around this place. You might get hurt.
Hurt by what?
And I don't like how confident James is. James is not supposed to be confident at all. It's just, they're just so obvious. They don't want men to recognize women as being attractive, but they're perfectly fine with showing men as being fat, disgusting pigs. It's just, it's so obvious with it.
You said you took everything. that you forgot that videotape we made.
How do you know about that?
Yeah, they don't get the nuance at all. Like, she starts the conversation more like Mary, and then she ends the conversation more like a vindictive ghost. Then she ends the conversation in more of a vindictive tone. But they start off the reimagining. They start her off completely in control, completely as Maria. They don't get that, like, in this scene she's supposed to make a turn to show James that she is both the grief that he feels for Mary and Maria. In this scene, she's Maria the entire time. She's vindictive the entire time. She's seductive and in control the entire time. And in this scene, she starts off kind of like submissive and like, oh, James, I'm innocent. There's nothing wrong with me. And then she goes into the vindictive side. And then she goes into the evil side.
That videotape we made. I wonder if it's still there.
How do you know about that?
And do you see, like, the difference in tone with James? Like, James is more like a bumbling idiot in this game. Like, he's more subdued. He's more, he's more of a beta male in this.
Aren't you Maria?
I'm not your Mary.
So, you're Maria?
I am. If you want me to be.
Like, do you see how, like, and then she moves into, like, a playful, because this is his guilt and his grief and his guilt playing with him and tormenting him. But in this, it's just, like, it's at 10 the entire time. It doesn't play with you at all. It doesn't play with it doesn't subvert anything at all. It's not art. This is just an imitation.
I'm not your Mary.
They assume that modern audiences don't understand nuance and they have to be led by the hand and they have to be bludgeoned over the head with everything or they won't get it. And if we didn't get any other Silent Hill games ever since Silent Hill 1 and this was Silent Hill 2, like the only Silent Hill 2, it'd be pretty decent. But because you have to compare it to the original, it's garbage.
You see it too? For me, it's always like this.
And Angela's voice is just terrible. She sounds like a Tumblr user. Because they don't want to offend anybody, and because James and Maria's relationship is completely based on his sexual frustration, and that's why she was so sexed up in the original, they can't convey that anymore because they don't want to offend anybody. It's the same. For some reason, you're allowed to sell your OF, but you're not allowed to show off a specifically seductive character in a game. They moved the tattoo that was on her hip and they put it below her clavicle. Wow! Oh my! Pardon me, miss. I'm getting the vapors. All right, I'm still not impressed at all. They had the blueprint and they decided to just completely reimagine it.